Hey everybody, it's Kenny K here again, talking about a movie that still to this day kind of creeps me out. It's called The Event Horizon from 1997. Gets a 6.6 on IMDb, and I'm willing to give it a 6.5. If a movie can freak me out, um, and then it's this movie. It's so creepy. Directed by Paul W. Anderson, and how the fuck he pulled that off, I don't know, because with his crappy Resident Evil movies and his Alien vs. Predator movie that was PG rating, I mean, he seems to make shite movies, but luckily Mila Jovovich wasn't in this movie, so you got Lawrence Fishburne as Captain Miller of the Lewis and Clark, this sort of salvage team that goes looking after the ship Event Horizon that was created by Sam Neill's character Weir, Dr. Weir, scientist Weir. Sean Pertwee is also in this movie as a technician. Smith, he has another technician with him called Cooper, the black guy. And we got Peters. Sorry, you've got the rest of the group is Peters, uh, Stark, Justin, and DJ. DJ being the doctor of the group, the medical officer of the group. Now, what they do is they find the Event Horizon. So the Event Horizon went on its maiden voyage and disappeared for 7 years, and then it reappeared. So the Lewis and Clark goes full speed ahead, maybe a little bit too full speed, because it crashes against the Event Horizon, and which there's a crack in the Lewis and Clark, and that has to be made, so they're stuck there. And when they enter the ship, there's this, and that's the first thing that really keeps in your fucking head. It's that the log, the captain's log, is basically this entire orgy of blood, pure blood, people really just fucking and slashing a woman in the back and carving the balls off and shit like that. A torture orgy, and the captain pulls out his eyes and puts it on the camera and says something in Latin, like "I've seen hell," something like that. And it was so disturbing that I thought, oh fuck, that happened on that ship. That was the crew on that ship. Okay. Personally, I would be like, let's get the fuck out of Dodge. No, the ship ain't working, has to be repaired. So Smith and Cooper are working diligent. Smith working inside, Cooper working outside, with spacesuit and magnetic boots, welding. The crack is there, so they need a little time. But basically, this movie is about a ship that went into this black hole, which was hell. They went to hell and back, and they brought with them a sphere that's basically the gateway to hell. And so all they got on the ship is basically malevolent spirits. So it's kind of a haunted spaceship, if you will. And every one of the crew falls under this spirit. I mean, they get killed by it or get possessed by it. There is a moment, one of the kills is that, I'm not gonna spoil the movie, So for people who didn't seen it yet, maybe the younger audiences who want to see, you know, this horror movie, highly recommend it. It's gonna creep the hell out of you. It's creepier than Alien, in my opinion. It's and bloodier. Because there are a few really bloody kills. There's a moment when this astronaut, Justin, goes outside, but he's a rookie, and something goes wrong. He's deprived of air. Somebody saves him, but then he's in this catatonic state. He wakes up, goes to the airlock. Everybody's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of there!" Puts on the pressuring room, basically opening the gate from space, and he starts the blood. It's so fucked up. The blood is coming out of his eyes, his nose, and it's floating like that, and his mouth, probably every hole in his body, like there too. His veins are all popping out because of the pressure. So the pressure is basically released in that room, and then the door opens, and then he's shot into space without a suit. So he's bleeding everywhere, and the blood is like I said, it's like floating around. So it's pretty gory. And then eventually Miller saves him. And he's, strangely enough, still alive. That he would be dead, but he's alive. The doc, is treating on him, DJ. And that's one of the things that happens. Just one of the things. Multiple fucked up shit happens, and like I said, one character gets basically gutted and hangs on the Hellraiser style with hooks, his flesh completely torn open and hanging on the ceiling, and his guts are all, you see his skeleton and the guts are all on the surgical table, yeah. I mean, it's not only a creepy movie, it's a really gory movie too. Really gory moments, and some practical effect gore, because Paul W. Anderson likes to overuse CGI, but he did not do that in this movie. So I think it's one of the best movies that he ever made, in my opinion. Like I said, you've got creepiness, you've got gore, you've got a great cast, great acting. I mean, Sam Neill, Lawrence Fishburne, Sean Pertwee. I think Sean Pertwee is like the predecessor of Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy's now that tough guy, English tough guy, and Sean Pertwee was before that. He was the tough guy. He always played a tough guy role. Here he's also a tough guy engineer. In Dog Soldiers, he's a tough guy sergeant who commands this unit. But I like him. He always although he's a tough guy, he wants to do good things. That's different. He's not a tough guy to be being an asshole or a bad guy, but he just want to do something good, right? And I like when they're at the Lewis and Clark, and Smith asks, "What the hell are we seeing?" Well, then Sam Neill takes his poster with
that's Vanessa, and that's mine.
Attractive piece of paper represents space-time. And you want to get from point A here to point B there. Now, what's the shortest distance between 2 points?
A straight line.
Wrong. Shortest distance between 2 points is 0, and that's what the gateway does.
Pen through the centerfold,
it folds space, so that point A and point B coexist in the same space and time.
Basically,
when the spacecraft passes through the gateway, space returns to normal.
Reality, right? The movie really gives you that atmosphere that, like I said, you see that log, immediately you know, okay, if that was the crew, what's gonna happen to us? And Sam Neill's like, we can't, you know, Miller is like, we have to destroy this ship, this is normal, there are self-destruct, you know, panels, but Weir, you know, so Sam Neill's character, he's saying, we can't do this, this is my creation, it took me years to do this, and he said, if you're gonna do this, I'm gonna alert somebody, so Miller can't take that action on his own. He has to have approval, because Miller knows a lot of people. He's a known guy. He's a known scientist. If he can build a ship like the Event Horizon, yeah. So there's this disagreement going on between Miller and Weir. And in the meantime, like I said, the crew is getting offed by these entities they see. One, for example, she sees her son, who was dead by a car accident, following him, and then luring her into this pit when she falls, and she falls on the sphere, breaking her back and falling. A nasty fall, and she's dead. Things like that. Things like that are happening. So I'm not gonna spoil the movie. There's this epic moment. The new captain of the Event Horizon has arrived, and I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be a bloody ordeal. What happens to him and how it happens to him and how he looks like after that is gonna be a bloody ordeal. So it's a great movie, a great balance between sci-fi and horror. Like I said, it's basically a spaceship, a haunted spaceship. Basically, that's something we never seen before. You know, and the tagline that aliens had, in space no one can hear you scream, should also be something that can be said on this movie, right? Can be, yeah. It's. I think it had another tagline which was also really great, but I did not look it up. Any case. Event Horizon 1997, the pros are good acting, good atmosphere, tension, creepy and unsettling kills or unsettling moments that hurt the crew. There is no bad acting in here. There is a good story behind it, and yeah, I gotta say, this movie is just very well done, and I'm gonna give it a 6.5, like the IMDb gives it a 6.6, so I'm just rounding it up to 6.5. It's a must-watch, guaranteed success. So see you next time. Bye.